January was filled with bitter cold conditions, but that didn't stop more than a dozen commercial fishing crews from getting out on the water to find lost fishing gear as part of a month-long cleanup project. The Coastal Federation's Stacia Strong has more on their efforts.
The frosty one out here today.
Icy creeks and sub-freezing conditions couldn't keep commercial fishers like Keith Bruno from heading out to scour the waters for lost fishing gear.
The weather has been more than challenging this year. Nothing, of course, that we can't overcome.
Every year since 2014, the North Carolina Coastal Federation, in partnership with the NC Division of Marine Fisheries, has been hiring commercial fishing crews to help find and remove lost crab pots.
And it was an idea we had years ago to team up with the expertise of the commercial fishermen and the blue crab fishermen themselves. They have the boats to get where we need to go, and of course the boats have the capacity to then hold and store the crab pots that they are finding and bringing back. And they have just this knowledge of the waterways from being out there.
The cleanup efforts take place during the blue crab fishing closure in January. And while more than 20,000 lost pots have been found over the last 11 years, Bruno says he hasn't seen quite as many this year, which he says is a good sign.
It's trash. It's our waste that's left behind, not intentionally. Crab pots are very expensive these days. And to that end, I'm actually finding a lot less. The very first year we found hundreds. I mean, literally hundreds of crab pots. Every day I'd come back with the boat mounded over with crab pots. And this year, you can see we're finding dozens.
While Bruno says the days hunting for lost gear can be long, he says it's more than worth it to be part of the effort to keep coastal waters clean.
If we don't have a strong, clean environment, none of us are going to prosper.
The Coastal Federation says this year's funding for the recovery project came from the NC Commercial Fishing License Resource Fund. Reporting for the Coastal Federation and WRAL, I'm Stacia Strong.
The Lost Fishing Gear Recovery Project has ended in several parts of the state, but will begin again in March in the southeastern stretch of coastal waters.